Hello, everyone. Tom here. I'm, I'm with Bobby, bringing you another wonderful episode of the Noise Brigade. How are you, sir?
I am fired up and ready to go.
All right, good. Because look, we've been really throwing down some work here, and I think we're in a good groove. What do you think?
I think so too. I think so too, and which is made more amazing by the fact that I can't hear and I've got a constant headache.
So it's yeah. So kudos to you for sticking this through. Um, but it's funny. Whenever we do these, we always chit chat before and after. And before we recorded our last one, I was just kind of scrolling through my phone and was, kind of came across. I tend to just headline read, and I was like, I found a couple of really funny headlines, at least the ones I thought were funny, and I read them to you, and you just went on this massive rant, and they weren't political or anything. It was just like goofy, whatever it was, and I was like, this is an episode. I'm just going to read headlines to you and get your reaction.
I'm glad that I have a marketable skill. Um, this is what I've always dreamed of is being able to talk and have people have to listen to me, um, and to be able to go off on my little stupid rants that happen from time to time and have people listen to that is even better. So
It's the best. And look, I'm not saying that like this will turn into the Eagles episode that you've pulled off a few months ago. Because that was just epic. I'm not saying it's going to turn into that. And I will preface this too. Like, look, these headlines I'm about to read, they are current. Everything I pulled was within the last month. There's nothing religious. There's nothing political. There's nothing like that. Um, and there's nothing about Jalen Rager. So
well, that's
I
good
know,
because
I
we're
didn't want to
trying
get
not to
you.
set we're trying not to set the record for F bombs dropped on a podcast.
Yeah, yeah. So I tried to keep it clean that way. But no, these are all. And again, look, I I I only know websites for as good as they are. I tried to pull from. I can't say ones that were ultimately legitimate, but they weren't satire. So this isn't stuff from the Onion. This is just from whatever. So whether it's like a car website or a newspaper website or something to that effect. So I just thought this would be good fun, and I'll throw these to you at random, and I'll just love to see what your take is.
All right, man, sounds
So
good.
whenever you're
Hope
ready, you let me know.
we'll probably have to mark this one as explicit. I would imagine, depending upon what you've thrown on there, because I'm sure my responses are not going to be um, exactly family friendly. So, guys, so if you're listening to this with like kids in the car or whatever, you might want to save this one for a different day. I could be wrong. I have no idea what we're walking into, so I'm going to.
And
I'm ready, man. Let's fire away.
that's what's going to make this fun. All right. So, and some of these you might have seen. So, whatever. All right. First one I'm going to shoot at you. Headline is Guy fails to rob a bank while wearing Sonic the Hedgehog's face.
Get the fuck out. Like, all right. All right. So I can only assume that this fucking genius got one of those little plastic Halloween masks from like Adventure Halloween or whatever the hell and thought it would be. Did he think it was going to make him run faster? Did he think like I don't know, man? Was he auditioning for the second movie? Like I don't know. Why the fuck? Oh, are they all like this? Because I've already got a headache, right? These people are so fucking stupid. They're stupid. So I'm gonna segue right away. I'm segueing. All right. The other day we had a hit and run accident in the city, and I'm not gonna say too much, like give too many details. But this fucker was in a Mercedes. We get the call from their telematics. They decide that you know how they're gonna get away from all this, and they're not gonna get in trouble. They get out of the fucking car and they leave. Well, guess what? They left in the car. Any idea?
Sonic the Hedgehog mask.
No, but that wouldn't have surprised me. No, they left all of the documentation for the car in there.
Of course they did.
So, like we're not going to figure out who the fuck they are. The telematics called in. We can call the telematics company and find out who it was. Find out where they live. How fucking stupid are you? You really think you're gonna get away with this shit? How fucking stupid? Like, dumb motherfuckers.
I love the fact that we can't get through the first one. I also want to point out, I'm gonna, totally sell myself out on this one. But the way I read that was Sonic the Hedgehog is.
What?
That's the way I read it to you the first time I said Sonic the Hedgehog is.
Oh my god. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Let's move on to the next one. You ready for this one?
Sure.
Turns out the Walmart logo isn't what you think it is.
Is it a butthole? Like, all right. So correct me if I'm wrong. All right. Well, now I gotta fucking Google it. All right. So the Walmart logo, if I remember correctly, is just like a bunch of fucking lines like coming out like in a circle, right?
It looks like a starburst, or like how a child would draw the sun, basically.
Like I would draw a sun. Fuck you.
Well, you know.
So yeah, man. So if I'm all right, so is it supposed to be a butthole? Is it supposed to be fucking I don't know,
Hey,
man.
I'm gonna
Well,
tell you right now. I looked up these headlines. I didn't read the articles.
so like I'm thinking is so if it's not all right, so I'm thinking it's a butthole. So if you tell me it's not a butthole, I get that. I understand. Is it supposed to be a blinking light? Is it fucking 6 pieces of Kraft macaroni and cheese all lined up in a
Ooh, I
circle?
like that one.
Is it
That's it. You know what? That's a good Kraft ripoff because they're the same color scheme.
yeah, they are too. Yeah, they are.
Hmm.
Is it like a shitty representation of Warp Speed?
Maybe it's a ripoff of the Blue Light Special, except it's Yellow Light Special.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe.
we just really dated ourselves there.
Yeah. Holy shit. Kmart, RIP.
All right. Hashtag.
All right. Yeah.
All right. The story of Iceland's infamous 12-year-old Big Mac.
All right. So I actually know about this one.
Of course you do.
like vaguely. So vaguely. So supposedly they have a Big Mac that's 12 years old that hasn't changed at all in looks from when it was purchased. I don't fucking buy it. I don't know. They had to have done something to it, man. Like, I get it. I get the idea. You know what? McDonald's isn't real food. No shit. It's pumped full of preservatives. Again, no shit. It's McDonald's. I don't go to McDonald's because I want a healthy meal. I go to McDonald's because it's fucking cheap and I need a fucking burger. You know? Like, same reason when I go to Taco Bell. No, I don't consider Taco Bell Mexican food. You know what Taco Bell is? Cheap fucking food that tastes really good when I'm drunk. So I'm not expecting gourmet shit. I'm not expecting the healthiest. It's probably like grade Z meat, you know. I get it. I don't expect it I don't expect it to be the healthiest thing and that I'm gonna eat it and I'm gonna feel like $1,000,000. I expect that I'm gonna eat it and I'm not gonna be fucking hungry so I can start my day or so I can do whatever the fuck it is I need to do with that food in my stomach. All right. And I hesitate to even call it food. I'm kind of doing air quotes with my hands while I'm saying food. So yeah, no, dude, the bun's not gonna last like that though. The bun, fucking bread. Well, maybe in Iceland because it's cold and it's probably not humid. Maybe it doesn't get moldy as quick.
And look, like I said, I didn't read these either articles at all. I just found the headlines to get your reaction. I thought the same thing too. I was like, well, did they just put it outside?
Yeah,
and it froze.
I mean, well, and here's the thing. I'm fairly certain that going through. So, at one point, me and my dad decided we were going to try and clean out my youngest sister's car because she kept it like a disgusting mess. And I'm fairly certain that there was a cheeseburger in there from McDonald's from like 2 years ago. And I mean, this was years back when we did this, but I'm sure that the burger was probably like 2 years old at that point, and it was moldy. So I'm calling bullshit on their burger, unless, again, like I said, it's Florida here. it's fucking nasty and humid and disgusting and the devil's fucking taint. So it's much different weather than what you're dealing with in Iceland, which, we all know the deal where it's not really icy, it's actually green, and Greenland is icy because they wanted to fuck with the Vikings or whatever. But yeah, I'm calling bullshit on it. I, I don't buy it.
All right.
But yes, I'm aware of the 12-year-old burger.
Okay, so let's move to another one.
All right.
The story of the GM Firebird 4, the 1960s autonomous car with a fridge and TV.
That broke my brain for a second. Autonomous car. So we're talking self-driving car in the 60s.
I guess that had
with
a fridge and a television.
Fucking fridge and a television. All right, so I'm assuming it got 2 miles to the gallon. I'm assuming that by autonomous, there was just like a midget sitting in the engine compartment, and it had like little eye holes where the fucking carburetor would be like. So no fucking way. No fucking way. Look, there's motherfuckers in this country that can't figure out how to drive their own goddamn cars now, and we're still trying, and they have the autonomous, quote unquote, autonomous driving cars where you're supposed to be able to tell it where the fuck you want to go and blah blah blah, and it doesn't fucking work. So I call bullshit that 1960 they fucking had that shit, unless it was from aliens, and the aliens weren't giving us good shit back then. They were giving us syphilis. So it's not no bullshit. That's fucking bullshit.
This is so good. All right, let's go to this one. Riding, and this is a short one. Okay, so just prefacing that.
Okay.
Riding a laser to Mars.
Fuck off. Fuck off. The laser's gonna burn your asshole. No. I don't want a laser anywhere near my asshole or my balls. No. Is this like, did Jose Canseco fucking write that? Talking about fucking hitching a ride on a comet and shit?
I don't know.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do actually.
He had that one week where he went fucking nuts, where like he was all over the news, like his pinky fell off when he was playing fucking poker, and then he started talking about us hitching rides on comets and shit, and that's how we were going to get to other planets and solar systems, and fucking whack job he is.
All right,
I need to read this fucking art. I need to read this fucking article now. So now I got to see what the fuck they're saying. Like, because I know you can move things with lasers. I know you can pop balloons with lasers. You can do all kinds of things. And I guess maybe what the preface or what the premise is it heat. Well, no, it couldn't do that either. I was gonna say it heats up, it heats up air molecules, which is most likely why it was able to pop the balloons. But I don't know, man, because I'm thinking like it's catching solar wind, almost like that kind of idea where it the laser would heat up the air and it would cause the air to move, and which would create basically quote unquote gusts of wind, if you will, and that kind of pushes, but that's not going to move fast enough anyway. You're not going to get enough convection out of that.
Yeah, and that's the funny thing, when I was going through some of these articles, and look, we're like about halfway through the ones I found. I there are a lot of these. I think the funny thing with doing this was that you find these headlines, and again, I'm talking like really everything I've read has been very like really simple stuff. It's not like it's we're talking about like global things and these crazy political things or whatever. It's just very really really oddball things, but you read the headline, and as I'm just giving you that, and I know you're playing this up a little bit, but the funny thing is, like, think about the reaction that elicits. Like it's crazy. It really is. And And I think this was such a fun thing about this. It's like, look at all it takes is just a few words, and man, think about the reaction without digging in,
Right, right.
And I just think that's a great thing about this.
See,
So I
and
leave.
now what sucks though is now I got to go and I've got to look up this fucking article on how we're going to use a laser to get to fucking Mars. Because now I need to know what the fuck they're thinking. Like, what's the science behind this? What is what is their hypothesis on how this is actually going to come about? Like, because you can't grab a laser. It's not like we're going to shoot a fucking laser up there and then we're going to put a fucking monorail on it and it's going to ride the fucking, clearly that shit's not happening. So how the fuck is this happening?
Yeah, exactly. It's and I can go through, man, and I can send you some of this stuff later that I've found. And like I said, a lot of these things that I found are straight up. They're really recent, and they're from as far as I can tell, like fairly legitimate websites. So I mean, in fact, that one I believe was from like a Scientific Americana or one of those type of websites, if I remember correctly. So it was from one of those pretty up there ones.
Right. And I mean, clearly they're much smarter than me, and I'm sure that they actually have a good like explanation and good reason for saying what they're saying, and I'm sure that they have good science behind it. But at the same time, like, just with that being the headline, no.
Right.
Fuck off.
All right. So short headlines. I'm going to throw another short one at you. Porcupines in a skillet.
Why the fuck are they going to put porcupines in a skillet? That's fucking terrible. A poor little fucking porcupines. They didn't fucking do nothing to nobody. They're just trying to live their fucking life. Fucking dickheads, man. Look, I'm not trying to get all PETA on you, but fuck. Leave the fuckers alone.
So sticking with the animal thing.
I see what you did there.
You like that?
Sticking with the porcupine quills.
Being around predators makes animals pretty bad parents.
Well, yeah. Well, no. I don't know. I mean, there's that one that throws their babies at the predator. What is it called? A quokka or some shit like that?
That's exactly what Danielle said.
Yeah. There's the one that throws it legit
Animals
just like
predators.
It just yeets its babies. It's like, nope, sorry, fuck off, kid. I haven't known you that long.
The animals with the babies and the predators.
Oh, I thought you were talking about what I said today about.
Oh no, I tried to totally get her attention on that one. Yeah, no, I had to because it was so funny because what your exact answer was exactly what she said because I read some of these to her and that was so funny.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, no.
Weird name that starts with a Q.
Yeah, that's what he said. What was the name of the animal?
It's a quokka.
Quokka. Yeah, she just said it's some weird animal that starts with a Q.
Yeah,
that's so funny.
Yeah, dude. So like, I get it. I mean, it's fucked up. Like, you would think that okay, I'm around a predator, so I'm gonna make sure my little kid isn't my little baby hedgehog isn't getting thrown in a skillet like it's some kind of common porcupine, but fucking apparently not. That's fucked up, man.
Well, you said porcupine. You know where that ends up? In a skillet.
I was gonna say in Ewan's butt.
I'll have to have him on one day.
And we got to get him to pull his dick out of the sheep.
Okay, clear my throat there. Okay, that'll move on to the next one. You ready for this one?
Yep.
Good segue. The world's first. I'm having a hard time reading this one. The world's first gamer nut butter is made for gamers to eat while gaming.
Get the fuck out of here. Gaming nut butter? Like, all right, listen, I'm going to be 100% honest. I always assumed nut butter was either a euphemism for cum or like some kind of like lotion you put on your nuts to prevent chafing.
And dude, I'm going to be honest with you. I am dead honest with you on this. There's none of this that I'm screwing you with on here. Like, this is straight up real stuff that I found, as far as I know. Like, I
So
don't know that any of this is associated with the Onion. I don't think it is, but these are legitimate articles that people have written.
so is it Cheeto flavored?
I
Is it
don't
made by
know.
Mountain Dew? Like, I need answers. Is it Code Red? It's Code Red fucking nut butter, right?
I don't, isn't that like, when I saw that, I thought, well, is there a gamer version of, what's the, oh, the darker, not the peanut butter, the hazelnut butter.
Oh, Nutella?
Nutella, yeah. I thought
Yeah.
that maybe that's what they were going with on this one, but I just thought that was so funny. It's like the world's first gamer nut butter.
Dude, all right, let's get this out of the way too while we're on this topic. Why the fuck do we have to have gamer this and gamer that? Look, you and I are both, we play games a lot, right? And we're quote unquote gamers. None of this shit is any different. I don't need, okay, like I can see like a gamer chair where it's like got more ass padding and stuff and it's nice and supportive and comfortable. All right, cool, I get that, whatever. But I think everybody wants that fucking chair anyway. What is with making things gamer? Oh, gamer fuel. Oh, we've got no, dude. It's a fucking energy drink, or it's a soda, or it's a snack. It doesn't. Why are you trying to aim this shit at gamers? I get advertising. I get that shit. I understand marketing, but it's just so stupid. Like, do these companies really think? And I guess they must because they're pouring millions of dollars into it. But do they really think that I'm going to say, huh? Well, I can either buy Cheetos or I can buy gamer Cheetos. Well, you know what? I'm going to buy gamer Cheetos because I'm a fucking gamer and I like to get Cheeto dust everywhere on my controllers. No, you're fucking stupid. Stop it. Stop with the bullshit. Just sell us what the fuck it is. Don't try and market it as it's gamer this or gamer that. Just tell me, hey, look, we got this fucking nut butter. You can rub it on your nuts. You can put it in your mouth. You can do whatever the fuck you want. It's great, but you don't have to tell me it's fucking gamer nut butter.
Well,
For gamers by gamers.
And here's the funny thing too with that, in my take, like who are you really marketing to at that point? Because, maybe 20 years ago, you were marketing to people like us who really were gaming.
Right.
Or now where everyone under the sun games. Even if you say that you don't game, you still like.
Do you play Wordle? Because guess what, motherfucker? That's a game.
You still find some way to pull out your phone and play something.
Right.
I always put it akin back to like the people that was, all I like to do is pull out and play solitaire on the computer. Well, guess what you're doing? And it's fun. It's that's so funny. Like, you're right though. Like, that's what it is. Like, why do you have to say that? But that's why I put that in there, because I thought that was, well, that and the nut butter thing. But
right. Right. Because anytime nut butter is involved, I mean, it's going to get a reaction one way or the other.
All right, so let's stay in the gaming world here, and I've got one for you that's straight gaming. So,
okay,
Gran Turismo 7 might let you Frankenstein a 911 GT3 engine into a Beetle.
Honestly, I'm all for that. I've got nothing bad to say about that. Like, that's the shit that I want to do in real life. I want to make stupid cars like that. I want to make shit where I'm going to put that in the back. I'm going to fucking hit the gas pedal and the torque is going to rip the back end of the car off.
And it's so funny because I found an article today, and I guess because I found that article, this morning, I found an article about somebody that threw an LS. Oh, I can't remember what.
I saw it, the Geo Metro.
Yeah, the Geo Metro one.
yeah. They put like a V8. Was it a V8 or was it a V10? They put in the back of a V8. They put in the back of a fucking Geo Metro. For those of you who don't know, Geo Metro shipped with an inline 3.
Yeah, and the guy put it in basically where the hatch is.
Yeah.
Because it was funny because they called it midline or mid-engine car, and it's like, not really.
No, I mean it's in the middle of the car, but because the car is so small, it's actually the entire back half of the car. And that's all there is to it. Like,
and the funny thing is, like, I actually pulled up the article because the guy is selling the car for like $7,000 or something, and it's basically says it's like the steering gets a little oversteering after 65 miles an hour, and it's like, you think?
Right? Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
and I would imagine. I'd imagine that. So is it rear wheel? Or how did he?
I don't know. I have no. I would imagine it has to be, right.
Well, because I'm fairly certain those cars were originally front wheel because they were just
Yeah.
little hatches. But I can't imagine that they were able to.
I can't imagine pulling all that power to the front. It has to be rear wheel
Right.
drive.
Especially with all the weight being in the back.
Yeah, exactly.
Because now you don't have anything really in the engine compartment. So
No. I don't know.
Jesus.
All
I
right.
almost want to buy that.
Yeah. It was interesting to see. But after the guy said it got all squirrely after 65 miles an hour, it was like, ooh.
Well, I mean, hey, if
You
you're
know.
going to go out in a blaze of glory.
That's right. R.I.P. Paul Walker.
Lived his life like a candle in the wind.
Not in a Geo Metro though. All right. The red balls outside Target are more than decor. Expert reveals the use of the balls people often use for sitting.
Well, all right. First of all, let's get the easy part out of the way. Obviously, they're there to keep people from driving through the front of the fucking store. Okay, if that's not fucking obvious, then I don't know. Maybe you haven't worked in fucking. I don't know. I'd have to imagine it. Oh, you didn't read them. That's right. Damn it!
No,
I should have had you.
I
should
didn't
have had you
but I
read
didn't
the
do it on
articles.
purpose. Because I wanted to
No,
have this. I wanted to have like I have no idea what they're talking about reaction as well.
which makes sense. I mean, I'd have to imagine that the big giant red balls, besides being there for people to take videos to put on TikTok and YouTube and whatever the fuck else, of them trying to jump over them and failing or doing whatever with. I'd have to imagine it serves the purposes of keeping people from driving vehicles into the front of the store.
Yeah.
That's my educated guess.
Yeah, it's got to
Right.
be. And like Walmart, Sam's Clubs, and these other places, they'll have like the big pillars,
Right.
big gray, yellow, whatever they are.
But that said,
they all have them. I mean, that's what it is.
At least they're not blue balls.
That's true. Exactly. Target could very well be like the Walmart color, and be like, you know what? That would be funny.
That would be funny.
Really funny, man.
You know what? So now we need Walmart to put big blue balls out in front of their fucking store and put their butthole logo on it.
Yeah, see, that might actually make me shop there more.
Yeah, it won't for me because it's our Walmarts are filled with Mexican Americans, and I try to stay away from them and let them live their lives.
Yeah, well, ours are too, but we don't have any choice because we don't have a Target here.
Fair enough.
Yeah. All right. And this one I really had a hard time reading the first several times, and even when I copied it over here to this document, but I'm just going to read it anyway. And we'll see how this goes because I don't know, because I thought it was funny. And this is the way it was written, so whatever.
Okay.
People that defend the car definitely double park their own cars. Viral TikTok shows revenge on Mercedes owner who parked like an a-hole, sparking debate.
Okay, what in the fuck?
Exactly.
People who defend the car.
People that defend the car. That's what it says. People that defend the car definitely double park their own cars. Viral TikTok shows revenge on Mercedes owner who parked like an a-hole, sparking debate. So I read this as basically like people are defending the reason why this guy double parked.
Okay.
Because that's like the first part of the thing. It's like they defend.
Yeah. So, first of all, let's get this out of the way. If you double park, you're an asshole. You're a piece of shit. You're an asshole. I think you're a scumbag, and whatever happens to your car happens to your car. That said, I'm very protective of my car, and I don't want it to get hit, and I don't want it to get damaged. So you know what the fuck I do? Like a rational fucking good member of society, I park my car the fuck away from other cars so that I don't have to worry about some dipshit with their fucking cart not paying attention and slamming it into my car. Or banging their fucking car door into it because they're not paying attention or because they're just an ignorant piece of shit. So that's the correct answer to having a nice car and wanting to protect it when you park it somewhere.
Yeah, you know, I had a hard time reading. That's why I thought I wanted to include this one because it was so off the wall. It's like people defend the car that double park. What? Like I don't know. And maybe it was just almost like a reflection of how much things have changed. I don't know. It was just such a weird thing to read, and I was like, had a hard time like reading it. Of course, I didn't read these articles, but I was like, I've got to put this in here because it's just so strange.
Right.
You know.
I mean, honestly, look, there was a time when if I'd have seen this during that time, I would have started doing this. And I don't disagree with people doing it. I just can't do it myself and then run the risk of having to deal with the consequences of it. But I fully support people that fucking zip tie shopping carts to people's door handles when they park like shitbags.
I like
just like, you know what? Because you're going to be that fucking ignorant. Guess what? You deserve whatever the fuck happens. I'm not saying we should visit violence upon them or their vehicle. You know, I don't think anybody should smash their windshields or damage their vehicle. But that's a harmless way to inconvenience them for being shitbags. And I fully support that. But I could see somebody getting overzealous about it and fucking, you know, taking it over
have
the
a cell
edge.
phone out and they're like, oh, you know.
Right. So,
all right. This next one is kind of a two-parter because it's the same. It references the same thing, but I saw two great headlines about the same thing. Just the way it was written.
okay.
America's Army is shutting down after 20 years. And
I saw this.
And America's Army is finally closing for good.
So, all right.
I figured you knew this one, but I just thought it was too good to not include.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the paste eaters are still employed. Don't worry. The army's still going. But yeah, come on. Can't you think of a better way to write that fucking headline? Like,
it's so good.
Who the fuck is writing this shit? You know,
so
like you and I both know. So for those of you who don't know, this is in reference to an online game called America's Army. It's been going on for 20 years. It's like a first person shooter. It's supposed to be, it was, if I remember correctly, and correct me if I'm wrong, but this was created for recruitment stations where you could go in and play this game, and then they actually tried to recruit the people who did the best.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. And there was several updates over the years to this thing, and it was actually kind of in response after September 11th. So it was a legitimate learning tool, and to be honest with you, I think it was kind of ahead of the curve, really.
Oh yeah,
for what they were doing, because they used an FPS to kind of really, I can't say test people's skills, but I guess to kind of see where people were at, you know, mentally, and how quick the reactions were.
Right. And it was, I mean, listen, don't get me wrong. It's a good idea for training when you're training soldiers and everything. Using the virtual space is a great idea, especially if you're using equipment that's similar, like VR type stuff. Not only is it good for training your soldiers and all that stuff, it's also good for, you can use it to in conjunction with other methods, obviously, but to treat people who have PTSD. So there's a great many reasons that this is a good thing to have. Obviously, this particular one that they're talking about in this article wasn't the PTSD approach, but it was a good idea. It was looked at through it was kind of shit on by people who thought that it was people who were opponents of the armed forces and who were against people trying to trick kids into joining and this and that, because they said that, you know, they were trying to glorify war and this and that. So it had its opponents, and that's why largely it was taken out of the recruitment centers, which I think it was called the Soldier Experience is what they marketed it as. And they had them in like malls and shopping malls and stuff.
Right. Yeah, and that's what I actually did read into this a little bit, because it'd been a while since I'd seen this one. It's like the headlines are funny on that, but the actually what it was about was kind of interesting, and they did say they were come out with a more updated version of it. So, and which makes sense, because if they are going to kind of continue with this, the original is based on Unreal Engine 3. So I mean, it is a little outdated at this point.
Yeah, aren't we up to 5 now?
Yeah. So made a lot of sense as to why they pulled it. For that perspective anyway. Otherwise, I don't really know or honestly care. But I just thought the headlines were funny.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Can you imagine? Oh, sorry, we're shutting down the army, guys.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. No, well, we're closing for good.
Yeah.
All right, I got 3 more.
Okay.
Short. I'll do the short one first. I have a short one. 2 words. Duplicate bridge.
Duplicate bridge?
Yeah.
Duplicate bridge. The fuck is a duplicate bridge? Is it like serious? I'm being punked right now, aren't I? What the fuck is a duplicate bridge? Who the fuck? I don't even know what to fucking say to that. Duplicate bridge. Fucking duplicate bridge.
It's okay.
I can't come up with anything fucking good, because all I want to say is it's a fucking bridge, but you can't walk over it if you're the original. You can only fucking walk over it if you're a fucking duplicate.
No, and this isn't an article about the Delaware Memorial Bridge either.
Really?
No, it's not. It's this one came. This actually came out of a local thing.
Okay.
This is the only one that came out of a local thing, and the reason why I want to include this one is because, and I kid you not, they still publish bridge results, the card game.
Oh, Jesus Christ. For fuck's sake. I didn't know that they still put that shit in. I mean, first of all, the fact that newspapers are still being published, hey, good for them. But the fact they're still putting fucking bridge results in there.
Yeah.
Like this is the shit that was in like, so was it the Inquirer or the Daily News? I feel like they had like a bridge game that you could follow around with. Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Jesus Christ. I can't fucking believe that that's still a thing.
Yeah, I had to include that. Yeah, that was all right. 2 more.
Okay.
A driverless car that went rogue could be a taste of the Robo Uprising.
Yes. I, for one, welcome our fucking robot overlords. You know what? We've had our chance. We fucking suck. If anything, if I've learned anything from the past 10 years, it's that humans fucking, we suck. We've had our chance to rule the world. We fucked it up. We suck at it. We need to just kind of just give it up and fucking be done with it. You know what? Let the robots take over. Fuck it.
So you're going full Kent Brockman.
I'm going full Kent Brockman. I am going full Kent Brockman. I don't want, that said, I don't want to fucking, I still want to drive my car. So I guess that puts me on the opposing side of the robots, though. Because I don't want them fucking driving me around. I don't fucking trust them.
I got the last one for you. And I want to preface this by saying, I'm going to read this as it is written. It is grammatically incorrect.
Okay.
I'm not reading it wrong. This is the way it is written.
Okay.
Stay safe around alligators means keeping away, no feeding.
Is this from a fucking, like, from another country?
No. Stay safe around alligators means keeping away, no feeding.
Yeah, no fucking shit. You go fucking near an alligator, the fucker's gonna try and eat you. That's what they fucking do. They're fucking dinosaurs. They eat you. They eat people. They eat shit. They eat dogs. They eat fucking whatever the fuck they feel like. They try and eat giant fucking snakes, and guess what? The giant snake fucking eats them, but then the fucker bursts out of it anyway. So who really won there? No, you stay the fuck away from alligators. To an alligator, you are a snack. Just like, you know what? You stay out of the sharks, you stay out of the water because that's the shark's house. You go near an alligator, it doesn't matter where the fuck the alligator is, that's the alligator's house. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if it's in the middle of the street. I pulled over one day on the way home from work. It was like 2, 3 in the morning, whatever the fuck time it was, because there was a giant fucking alligator walking across the middle of an intersection. I almost, if I would have hit it, my car would have been done. But I saw that fucking thing, and I pulled over to call the police so that they could have fucking somebody come get this giant ass alligator out of the fucking road. And they said, "Hey, can you get out of the car and take a look at it and give us an estimate of like how big it is?" So my dumb ass gets out of the car and goes to try and get close. As soon as I fucking started walking towards it, the fucker started to turn around and come towards me. So guess what my ass did? Got the fuck back in my car, drove the fuck home. Because guess what I'm not going to do? Get eaten by a fucking alligator. Fuck you.
Yeah, probably a good idea. No, that's all I had on this one though, and dude, I had a good time throwing those together, and I kid you not, all those, for as far as I know, are legitimate articles from, whether legitimate or not, sources, but they're not like The Onion. They're not satire based. These are real things that people have actually written and to make money, amazingly enough.
Jesus. Well, all right. At least, so thank God you didn't give me this one. So I've seen this multiple times now, and I had somebody at work actually try to tell me this was real. Have you ever seen? I forget what the fake news site it was from was, but it was a news site that said it was real. It was like trying to say it was real, and it was Miami stripper arrested for squirting vaginal fluids at police in self-defense.
Sounds so real though.
And well, here's where here's where it lost me. Okay, so the picture they show is Amy Poehler.
Yeah.
And so I'm looking at it, and like somebody sent it to me, I'm like, no, dude, that's Amy Poehler. It's not, no. And so it was definitely, so it's WNDR is the news site. And so they've got
this is like a goofy radio station.
no. It's like world news, something.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And so they've had stories like a teenager had sex with a beehive, a crop duster dropped manure on their customers. But in 2019, they posted a story, and it goes like this: a Florida lap dancer has been arrested in Miami for assaulting 5 police officers with her vagina and using it as a deadly weapon without the intent to kill. Brittany Simmons, 24, was performing at the Camel Toe Strip Club when an altercation began between Simmons and several clients at the club. And then she squirted vaginal fluids at them, according to the... So, yeah. But I swear to God, I had someone at my work send that to me and say, no, this is real. I'm like, no, it's clearly not. And they're like, no, I'm pretty sure it is. I'm like, no, it is not.
Yeah,
trust me, I wish it was real.
It's another episode about vetting your sources. We can do that one another time.
Absolutely.
No, I thought this was fun though. And this, you'll have to put the E badge on this one.
Yes, yeah, this is definitely going to have to be an explicit episode. It didn't take long.
No, I couldn't get through the first one. You just you went off like I was saying. The Eagles signed Jalen Reagor to like a 10-year deal.
Fuck off. I will fucking fight you right now. Say shit like that. All right. Well, until next time, we have been the Noise Brigade. Remember to check us out on Twitter, on Facebook, on doublewidecoffin.com, on bigbeefyshootyboys.com, and make sure you hit up Sega and Microsoft and make sure that they put big beefy shooty boys out. Make sure that it's got a presence at E3.